Okay, so I've been a fan of Telltale Games for years, but their lineage and where the fuck these games are is so scattered, I'd figure I'd just do this short video explaining the branches of where these developers are at, because it's insane. I'm pretty sure most of you know, but in case you don't, the origins of Telltale stem from LucasArts, and in 2004 they left LucasArts to create Telltale Games. Now, over the next few years, they would have some heavy hitters and some cult classics, but eventually they made, in 2012, The Walking Dead, which put them on the map and gave them the green light for pretty much all kinds of different companies and games to start working with them and making games in their series. And after the success of Walking Dead, the lead writer on that game, Sean Vanneman, left Telltale to create his own studio, Campo Santo, and him with a few other people from Telltale and a few other studios, they would eventually create their game Firewatch. Now, this game got popular, and I mean almost as popular as Walking Dead, and this put them on the map as well, and surprisingly enough, in a crazy twist, a little indie studio by the name of Valve ended up acquiring the studio while they were in the midst of developing their own other game called In the Valley of Gods that was running on the same engine as Firewatch. But nope, Valve put the kibosh on that and said, no, you work for us and do Half-Life Alyx now. Going back to Telltale here, and by this point, the mid-late 2010s, like prior to Valve acquiring Campo Santo, was not looking the greatest for them at this point. They had squandered pretty much all the fame and money they got from the popularity of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us and such, and with most of their new releases, they all had the same formula, and they were churned out at such an extreme pace, year after year, with little in profits to make up for it. And this, of course, led to the downfall of the company in 2018 when they closed down. However, they were able to get bought back into existence by LCG Entertainment, a company that swooped in last minute and managed to get some of the employees as well as some of the IPs that Telltale had from other companies, and has sort of managed to make them into an operating company. That isn't to say they are doing well by any means, considering they just had layoffs recently, and they still haven't developed a game since coming back into existence, but I guess they are kind of alive. Now, the shutdown actually created two branching paths when it comes to the employees. Some of them went to Skybound Games to go work on the last 2 episodes of The Walking Dead's final season and get that wrapped up, and the other decided to create their own studio called Ad Hoc. There isn't too much to be found about Ad Hoc, but according to their website, they aim to keep making games in the interactive narrative genre, and this actually tracks with their recently announced game called Dispatch that they showed off at the Game Awards this year, which looks pretty similar in game style and game mechanics to a lot of the other Telltale games, so it definitely seems like they're sticking to that type of genre. They are also co-developing The Wolf Among Us 2, or The Wolf Among Us Season 2, with Telltale, but that game has been in development hell for so long, I'm just hardly expecting that to come out anytime soon. Now, I think that's it for all the companies that actually have ex-Telltale developers, but some honorable mentions I think would be Don't Nod and Deck 9. Don't Nod because of the obvious inspiration they took from Telltale when they developed the Life is Strange series, and Deck 9 also kind of for that same reason, since they actually developed a lot of the other Life is Strange games, and even the most recent one, but they also developed Telltale's most recent game, that being The Expanse, where Telltale just acted as a publisher. So perhaps, maybe they also have ex-Telltale developers working over there? I don't know, this whole web of companies and developers is pretty hectic, but yeah, that pretty much wraps things up. I just wanted like a simple chart to detail everything that I'm aware of and all the companies I know that are connected from Telltale, whether it be from their closure or even earlier than that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.